I don't have a clue. Yeah, because I kept trying to switch it around, but it's on now.
Get ready to go live.
I am trying to freaking front face of the camera. I was hoping I could flip it around so Dave could use it.
Well, hey guys, this is Brian Adams. He'd like to sing about the summer of '69.
You're dating yourself. I mean, these kids don't know that, dude. I know that song.
Never heard that. Anyway, this is the first time. This is for my team. This is the first time Brian and I have met in person. We've chatted online a number of times, right?
Yep.
And so he's got a great thing. He's been in the business for quite a while, and
Not really. A lot of you guys have been a lot.
so important. You started out as a contractor, right?
Yeah.
And now your daughter runs the
Now
business.
my daughter can go pretty far. That way I can travel around on the bike and they just keep depositing money.
So he's riding his motorcycle from is it LA?
Yeah.
From LA to the Florida Keys.
Yeah. I know this point right.
What's that, like 3,500 miles?
Something like that.
So pretty cool, right? Yeah. So anyways, he's like, hey man, can you come by? And I got a few friends in town, and I'm like, come on, let's hang out. I got to see how little martial arts, you know. And so why don't I turn it over to you, man?
All right, let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, good things we haven't seen you. They're making $1 than that. Yeah. All these people back there thinking so, right now, this has to be live because usually my wife is here. She's in Berlin. He's waiting for me to pick her up. It's really like to miss any of these events because at the end of it, she gives me a list of notes of what I missed, what I should have said, what I didn't say. She's my biggest critique, and it, but it makes it work. Anybody else ready? Yeah. 30. How? Who reached 30? 30. Everybody reached 30 for being with us. Like it's everybody asks me, what's the key to a long-lasting relationship? I guess you got to find a woman who will put up with it. And it should be communication because when me and my wife, my wife is from Mexico City, Mexico, and I'm from Rocky Mount, North Carolina. So when we first met, neither one of us spoke English. So it was easy to get along. So I say, me and Jason have talked several times, and I always like to start with saying, I am right now exactly where God has always wanted me to be, doing exactly what He wanted me to do. So somebody in here is supposed to be here. And I say that because at the age of 9 was like the first seed that was planted. I grew up in North Carolina. We lived in the projects, that's the apartments that the government pays for. And every Sunday morning, I'd be outside waiting for the church bus to come through. And they'd take me to church, and I'd be out dressed in whatever I thought was nice clothes. But back then, you got dressed up for church. Now you just show up in flip-flops. But back then, you kind of got dressed up. So I'd be out there, the bus would come by, pick you up, take you to church, bring you back. They give you a candy bar at the end of the day. So that was good too. So I was 9 years old, stepping off this church bus, and the bus driver yells at me, he said, "Take right." I turned around, looked at him, I'm holding on to my candy bar, I'm not giving it back. And he says, "What you gonna do when you grow up?" And I looked at him, I looked at this apartment that I'm getting ready to walk into, I looked back at him, I said, "Man, I don't have a clue what I'm gonna do when I grow up, but I know exactly what I'm not gonna do." And he nodded his head, shut the door, and pulled away. Because at that point, something inside was saying, what's in there is not you. Because I didn't go to church because I loved it so much. I knew if I was outside Sunday morning with that church bus, I didn't have to be at home when the trucks woke up. My mom was a super abusive alcoholic. All the trucks came over Friday, usually Thursday, and they wouldn't leave till probably Tuesday. So if I got out and was on that bus, I didn't have to be there. And it's like, even now, people say, "What are you going to do when you grow up?" And I'm like, "Man, I'm 60, I'll be 61 this year. I'm still not sure what I'm going to do when I grow up." It has to be that. We're not even going to use these. but I'm just gonna pass them around. Mental martial arts. I've been teaching. I've been in martial arts since 1980. I've been teaching this program, mental martial arts, since 94, 95. Because I realized it was more. I'm teaching people self-defense, and they're gonna get to the fight after high school. Unless you're some kind of weirdo. No offense, Jason. You gotta protect that life. You understand why you fight. You win. But and I realized it was more important to teach mental self-defense. Because the toughest person you're going to have to fight is the 6 inches between your ears, you. And this is normally like a 2.5-day program. I got 30 minutes, so this is going to be like a trailer to a great movie. So you're like, Tom Cruise just has the Mission Impossible. It's a 3-hour movie. All you see is this little 3-minute highlight. So that's what today's going to be about. Just the highlights of what it could be. Keep it all energetic. And then we're going to do, right now, this three guys here, we're going to do some competition. I'm going to have you guys, and then this will be Jason in the middle, slide over a little bit. When he's Dustin, slide over. What's your name, sir? What is it? Can't see it. So you guys here, you 3 guys, move down there. Get out of the way. So we're going to do this little jigsaw puzzle, 24 pieces. I just did it this morning. So I know, because I had to say, do they have pieces there? I had to pull this thing out. Now, how many of you guys are like me when you do a jigsaw puzzle, when you look at the cover, it's kind of like a cheat sheet, right? Yeah. So go ahead, Jason. You guys squeeze it. Get those all ready. You don't get started, but that'll be cheating. And my judo instructor, Gene Bill, says if you're not cheating, you're not trying hard enough. Don't get started. All these guys have. So there's the cheat sheet. Now, for these guys over here, I made it a little bit tougher, and I made the cheat sheet. So this is going to look a little bit harder. Does that make sense? This is going to be a little bit hard. So I said, man, the thing is, I was doing that for that's just not fair. I said, so I painted all the pieces white. So this is the cheat sheet. Go ahead, go. Okay. Are we starting? Yes. Okay. This time we have some water. It's only 24 pieces. It's like 3 to 7 year olds. So if we can't do it, it's in trouble. This is funny. Let's go. Time is a ticking. Oh, look at Charlie. Charlie is always boy. He should be good at stuff. That's what old people do now. Sit around So with these guys, I put this one together this morning. I was thinking to myself, stick mine in person that did. They're all 24 pieces. Uh-oh. Let's go, Jay. 2. 4. Come on. Boom. That's not even what's fist broken. You guys cheated. Look, it's like, this is what we think in pictures. That's the whole part of mental martial arts. We think in pictures. Every time, if I said to you, think about this. Jason is riding his bicycle down the street in front of this house. Think about Jason riding his bicycle down the street in front of this house. Your brain has to pick some kind of pictures in that. Some of you guys may picture Jason, you may picture yourself riding the street, and did anybody picture like the street where the trees overlap? Like you and the beaver and you're riding in front of it. But we're all thinking so, because inside the words that we use have to create the mental pictures. We see those mental pictures. From those mental pictures, it gives us our emotions. That's why we, and those pictures, we'll turn those pictures into a movie. We'll play it over and over and over again. And you're the director of that movie. Open up this, And the whole part with these pictures here, this whole this is your life. And most people just go through it, letting somebody else put their puzzle together. And nobody's getting out alive. None of us. At the end, we're all going to be buried somewhere. We're all going to have a tombstone. You get to decide what it looks like. You see what I'm saying? We get to, and every one of these, this is a 24-piece puzzle. Our life is like a 24,000-piece puzzle. Like, because every part of your life is a picture. And if just one piece is missing, we can't put it together. It doesn't get finished. But you get to decide what it is and what it's going to be. It's up to us. Some of the greatest gifts God gave us are persons. That free will, man, it gets us in trouble. But without it, I mean, that's how we grow. That's how we get close to all of them. But at the same time, it's like, man, sorry, I think the basic training, where we at? Trying to run out of time here. So look at the one part, because I wouldn't even look through here, but it's how we develop our fears and our beliefs. Because you think of the whole universe, and you can narrow it down to like two things. Our life is determined by two things: fears and beliefs. Fears and beliefs. We're only born with two fears: the fear of loud noises and the fear of falling. Who's got kids? Because the fear of falling goes out the window real quick. I mean, they'll jump off at anything before they can even walk and crawl. They'll come up with stuff and try to jump off of it. You're like, whoa, right? But the fear of loud noises stays with it for good reason. The brain's only purpose is to keep us alive, keep us safe. Keep us alive, keep us safe. So those loud noises, the sirens, the thunder, the popping, everything is that. But everything is, we can take it down, we narrow it down from 2 down to 1. And it's really our beliefs. It's our beliefs that get you up doing whatever it is you do. Whether you believe you can build a business like Jason built, whether you believe you can run a marathon, whatever it is, it's the belief system. And our beliefs are built usually even before we're born. Whatever your mom read, the conversation she had, the little neurons in our brain were already forming. But then but then you have like a little kid, like my daughter, 4 years old, she's singing, we're like all clapping for, oh my God, you sing so good, you sing so good. So she starts believing because she hears it over and over again. Then the friends come over, she's like 6 years old, we're like, sit down right now. And the friends are like, I knew I came over. And then the daughter's singing for the kids and for their friends, and the friends are like, oh man, you're so good. So she kind of believes it, but she's like, well, that's just my family's friends, they have to say that. And then she goes to school and she does the talent shows and they all tell her, oh, you can sing, you're good. So she hears it over and over again. So she builds up this belief that she can sing until she goes to something like one of those shows on TV where Simon Cowell says, what are you doing? You can't sing. But they believe it because what is it, America's Got Talent or whatever it is? And they scream, I can sing. The camera falls outside, they're breaking stuff. And you heard them, you're like, whoa, we told them they could sing. But they've heard it over and over again. So it's those beliefs, and that's how we form it over and over again. We have doesn't come on and Chris, come on up. So we hear words like I want to balance life. I want to be a balance. So if I say the words you balance, what pictures pops into your mind? Scales. This kind, like the lawyer lady, whatever, the justice lady, the ballot. What else? Any others? Balance beams. Me falling over. Listen, what was that here? Right here. Upright. Down low. There. Just 1 to 2. There you go. Now, does that look balanced? Say it. No. Everybody say it. No. All right, so here we go. Is that it? That's better? Better, but no. No. He doesn't need instructions. He's like a chunk on. Is that good? So now we think, okay, I got a balanced life. If you walk into the hospital, you got a friend hooked up to the heart monitor, you look over there, you see this. That's it. It's the beep, beep, beep. That's what makes you let you know that you're alive. All right, that's the things that it's the highs and the lows of life that let you know you're alive. Nobody's gonna get through here. Never. That balance thing is that's another lie we've been sold. Government's been selling us a lot of lies. A lot of them. Man, let's see what this is. That will teach you. Wherever controls your thoughts, controls you. We think in pictures. The brain has two functions. Fear is the number one motivator. Man, I used to do these things called the dream board way back when. And they're still good. Anybody ever did a dream board? I know David has. Appreciate it, David. So the dream board is where you got all these magazines and you cut out all these pictures of like the vacation that you want and the mansion that you want to live in, or the Lamborghini car that you want to own. So, and you plaster all this stuff on this board, your dream board, and you see it over and over again. And it's supposed to help you. It's like putting it out to the universe. First you see it, and then you think about it, and then it's going to, like the Secret was a movie. Not a fan of it, but even the book, The Secret. And I'm telling you, it's like, as great as that dream board is, of all the, oh man, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Most of it's BS. Most people will never take action to achieve that. I don't tell guys all the time, it's better to have a nightmare board. It sounds funny. I'm telling you, it's better to have a nightmare board of what your life is going to be if you don't get up and take action. My big thing was my whole being was I never wanted my kids to grow up on welfare and live in a house where the dad wasn't there and the mom was on alcohol. Again, when they asked me 9 years old, what are you going to do? I didn't have a clue. I just knew what I wasn't going to do. I just knew what I wasn't going to do. And that was it. So whatever it took, whatever actions I had to take to get there is what I was going to do. Because you can hit the snooze button over and over again. Man, if you're heading to the Florida Keys or to Hawaii and the alarm, you're up before the alarm. You're like, oh man, yeah. But if you hear the fire alarm, you're up. You're taking action. You're doing something. Over on the end, and who's got a pen? Everybody know about that pen. Because we're gonna fill this little thing out. Our committee said, what time is it? I can wait to get 11:46. Our committee said, give me a river long enough and a fulcrum on which to place it, and I can move the earth. I can lift the world. And this is it. If you did this out of nothing else today, if you did this is what's going to make a difference. Our committee said, give me a lever long enough and a fulcrum on which to place it, and I can move the world. In that circle, I want you to write it, just ID. Not like that scary movie with the balloon dude. But you're it. Because whatever your it is, it's up to you. It's up to you. Whatever your it is. Because people will tell you they're going to be there and not show up. People will say you can count on me and you can't count on me. It's not their it. It's not their it. It's like, and it's important who we surround ourselves with. My cell phone's being over there. What was the ring? I don't even know if that camera's on. But man, the phone rings. I'm having a good day, and you look down and you go, oh man, I think it's like, thank God for caller ID. Am I the only one? It's winter, you look down and you go, oh no, not now, not now. But usually I have to answer because it's my wife. She's heard me do that joke 30 years now. Because I always say it's like we got to surround ourselves with people who are going to kind of just believe in us, because it's your it, and you can't. And I used to do that joke, and my wife came up to me. She said, "Hey, you think you're doing that?" She said, "No, that's what's funny." She said, "But people are hearing that as there's a lot of people in their life that they should avoid and get rid of." And she goes, "And when you tell that joke, I know the friends in your life that you're thinking about." And it's true. I mean, we've grown up together. And she's like, and without you, you're the best influence in their life. And without you, I don't know where they would be. God, look, a guy gives me a lady that she can just, I'm telling you, she watched everything and said, you didn't say this, and you were supposed to say that. But that was true, because it's like, so I'm not saying get rid of the people that are in your life that are negative or bad influences, because you may be the only light in their life. But you can't let their conversations become your conversation. When you walk into a room, people are either happy to see you show up or happy to see you leave. Not too many in between. You're showing up or not. So in that little circle is your it, whatever your it is. That little triangle down there, I want you to write not. Because whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, Especially, I started doing this presentation way before the internet. When you get the encyclopedia and you can find out how to do stuff. Remember that? Say, remember something. Britannica. So, but now with the internet, it's like whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, someone's probably already done it. Unless you're trying to send people to Mars. And we can just follow Elon for that. So the knowledge isn't the problem. And I know some people who have an it about this big, and they're working for years trying to get all this knowledge. And I'm like, dude, just get busy. Get started. My friend and mentor Les Brown says you don't have to be great to get started, but you got to get started to get to great. Take some action. Take some action. So that lever, that little black line, I want you to write W-H-Y. Why? W-H-Y. Why? Because the longer we can make that lever, so if I have a weight right here, big 200-pound weight, and I got this little short lever and I'm placing it over a fulcrum and I'm trying to pick it up. It's super heavy, I'm trying to pick it up, it's just not there. So I get a little bit longer lever. And if I got Jason's arms, it'll be a little bit easier to pick up. Right? You see how that works? Everybody's visualizing that? So if I make this lever long enough, I can grab my daughter, maybe 100 pounds, pick her up. She can grab this lever, and because that lever is so long, it's going to easily pick up 200 pounds, 300 pounds, 500 pounds. Does that make sense? Because Archimedes was right. With the lever long enough, it's going to be super easy. Easy. And that's why. If you guys were taking action on whatever it is that you think you want to achieve, it's because you don't have a big enough why. My why wasn't to build a business and I wanted to make money so my family wasn't on welfare. And construction was easy for me. I had two hands, I could do, I could work. So that part was easy, but then I wanted to spend time with them. And I knew the guy I was working for could only pay me so much. So I got to start my own business so I can pay. But I didn't have a clue about business. I could do this part, but the business, that's a total different thing. And when it comes again, it was before the internet. So I was lucky enough to meet some people that came into my life at the right time. Like I said, somebody may be here today, it's the right time. But you got to have a big enough reason. The longer you can make that lever, the easier it's going to be for you to achieve whatever it is. I mean, you get a big enough why, and the how doesn't matter. The knowledge part won't even matter. You just get up and start doing stuff. You just get up and start doing stuff. You figure it out along the way. That didn't work, keep moving forward. That didn't work, just keep going. That didn't work. As long as you ain't killing yourself and ending up in jail, you're going to keep moving. Even if you get out of jail, you keep moving. But you got to find out what that why is for you. And it's like that pen and paper that you guys are writing down right now. You're writing this down. Comfort kills. Everybody write down comfort kills. Because I want you guys to get comfortable. I want you to realize that wherever you're at right now, hey, you can call my voice recorder right now, and it's been the same voice recorder since the little cassette tape that we had to put in way back when. And it was like, let's say Brian will leave me a message, and remember, make today better than yesterday and tomorrow better than today. Every day. Every day. On the back of our brochures that we handed out for we did consultations and estimates and stuff, we have this big laminate folder with all the insurance papers and recommendations, just way back in the 80s. And on the back of it, our whole tagline was specializing in perfection since 1984. And then I had to write the definition of perfection. So on the back of that folder, I wrote my own definition of perfection. And perfection does not exist in the achievement. Perfection can only exist in the effort of the achievement. Always trying to do better than your best. Only then do you achieve perfection. But I don't know, maybe there's no perfection, but every time that you do, I'm in competition with me every day. Every day I'm trying to get up and do better than I did yesterday. And I don't, most of the time I fail. But that dude yesterday was probably working harder than me, and I get something that happened, I get you. But it's always, when you write down that why, you get that level long enough, and you'll take the action. You'll make it work. All right, before I get out of here, somebody will break the board. I'll let Jason go. Come on. What about Ohio? You see that? Ohio, come on. Ouch. You got big enough? Yeah, it doesn't matter. All right, so let's see. So everybody can see. Are you right-handed or left-handed? All right, so let's turn you around this way. Just keep spinning. Okay, put your right foot back. A little bit more. Okay, and then we'll have to take this foot and move it over here. All we're doing is getting a foundation. You guys working here with Jason, you guys have a solid foundation. Solid foundation. That makes sense? And if she puts her feet together, I can just push her over easy. Now she's got her knee bent. There you go. Keep that forward, right there. I'm gonna have her back straight. So I want you to imagine, remember, we taking pictures. You imagine a broomstick, a big stick going to the skull, all the way down the spine, out the bottom, and into the ground. So it's solid. Not leaning forward, not leaning back. Now, hands not designed to be hit. In martial arts, we hit, all this stuff. But we're gonna hit with the palm. Right here, that part. Now, can that lead? Right here. Elbow facing down. I'm gonna lean on it. Just hold me up. Push with your palm. Now watch. See that elbows right here? She's pushing me with her heel. She's pushing me with her heel, her shoulder. Watch, take this elbow and pick it that way. Turn the elbow that way. See what happens? So as soon as she turns her elbow, look around stuff we got. So now, as soon as that elbow goes up, she's no longer connected to her body. When you get outside of your circle, you start dealing with other people, you're not going to be connected as you are. Then she's trying to push me with this elbow here. She's trying to push me with her arm. She's got to come here. Like now she's got it. Watch, when I'm saying push me up, her head's going to get in, her butt will tighten up, push me up. Push. Right? So now, her goal is to hit me. We're bringing her up here and then bring her center. Bend that knee a little bit. Now, we're going to go here. I want you to just touch it. 1, 2, touch it. And then 3, you're going to hit me as hard as you can. Hit it hard. Right? Yes, ma'am. Try to be really on the inside. Keep that elbow down. And you 1, 2, and then the third one, you're going to just hit me as hard as you can. Remember? Keep that spine, lean to your neck. Right there. No. I'm just going to put this in front of me to slow you down a little bit. Now, I don't care what goals you guys have. If you think you're going to walk over there and it's going to be that easy to achieve, someone lies way better than the other. What's the goal? What's her goal? No! To hit me! What's the goal? To hit you. What's your goal? Hit me. How hard? As hard as you can. Everybody say it. Yeah. So right here, you're going to hit right there. Now, again, I'm going to hold this. I want you to touch it. 1, touch it. 2, touch it. 3, all the way through the board and hit me. Right? The goal is to hit me. If you guys focus on your goal, on the objects in front of you, that's where you stop. You hit this all day long. This is just a little bit of deterrent. Ready? Now, I'm going to go 1, she's going to touch it. I'm going to say 2, she's going to touch it. As I'm saying 1 and 2, I want you guys to yell, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it. Practice, right? You can do it. You can do it. 1 and touch it. 1, 2, you can do it. Now, but you guys yelling, you can do it, you can do it. Does that help her? I mean, yeah, no. Yeah. It's just what really, we talked about it earlier. The only thing that really matters is if she believes she can do it. I think she can do it. I think she can do it. Because that's you want to surround yourself with people who believe in you, but that's not going to be the deciding factor. The only deciding factor is you. I mean, like, that's it. Here we go. All right, you guys do it. 1, you can touch it. 2, touch it. You guys, you can do it. You can do it. 3, hit me hard. Ready? Ready? 1, touch it. Oh, hit me. 2, 3. All right. You haven't said that. All right, let me know you were dead. Years ago, put your white horse correctly too. So
Those best with working.
we went to see the movie Hitch. You ever seen that with Phillips? And he's teaching Kevin James how to go out on a date with this lady. And Well, she may ask you to dance. If she asks you to dance, you take it right there. Get into it. None of this like, woo! And Cameron James like, guess what I'm Larry? And Will Smith's like, no, right here. Get into it. None of this, none of that. So sure enough, they go out on the date, you see the movie, and they end up dancing, and every time she turns around and he's not looking at him, she's doing all this stuff. And it's funny. But my wife has got nuts in her stomach laughing. I'm like, what the heck? So on the way to the car that night, we were walking out and I said, hey, we're never doing that dance scene. It was funny, but not that funny. She's like, that was you 25 years ago when we were married. And I'm like, no, I'm a white Michael Jackson. I can dance. And she's like, yeah, sure you can. I'm like, come on. I share that with you guys to tell you this. No matter how great you dance in life, not everybody's going to clap. I can't give you a full definition of success, but I can tell you the definition of failure is trying to please everybody. Decide what kind of life that you want to live. It's up to you. Get that why. Stretch that lever out. Make it easy on yourself. And not everybody's going to support you, and that's okay. It's not their good. All right, that's it. Jason, thank you so much.
Good stuff. And don't mess with marketing.
No, you see that?